When Pagani makes a car, everyone stands up and takes notice. No matter what it is always exclusive and usually over the top. In that respect, the Codalunga does not disappoint. It is so far removed from the Huayra, nobody would have blamed them if they dropped the name entirely. But it obviously provided them with a starting point. This particular Pagani is the perfect example of somebody having enough money to make their wild dream come true. For one particularly wealthy individual, their dream was a long-tail Pagani. But why sell just one car when you can make 5 and sell them all before they are even released? Hey guys, welcome back to iCar. And in this video, we are going to tell you 10 things you simply need to know about the new Pagani Huayra Codalunga. Believe us when we say, this car is simply one of a kind. We already know all you car lovers don't want to skip this one. But before we start, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content on cars, supercars, concepts, prototypes, etc. Now, before further ado, let's begin. Number 10. Dramatic styling departure. It would be a bald-faced lie to say the Codalunga looks nothing like the Huayra, as it is particularly easy to see their ties from the front, but from other angles they look nothing alike. The inspiration for the design comes from the Le Mans cars of the 60s and early 70s with their long tails, although this is more of a modern recreation than an homage. Number 9. Only 5 being made. As is the case with most of the cars they produce, it will only be made in limited numbers and sold to private, unnamed clients. All 5 are fully road legal and pass all the required emissions regulations in both Europe and the US, because one of the 5 will be making its way to America. Number 8. Bespoke hypercars. Each of these incredible machines has been made to order, and Pagani has worked closely with each owner in tailoring the cars to their needs. They take the art on wheels thing very seriously, and it isn't just about how they look on the outside, which is almost always polarizing. That art extends to the build quality and interior too, where nothing short of perfection will suffice. Number 7. Forced induction. It is made to be driven as well as looked at, and with 830 horsepower, it will certainly keep up with any hypercar on the market. For the first time, Pagani has turned to forced induction, and we can only imagine emissions targets must have played a role in that decision. Traditionally, they use the AMG V12 as a naturally aspirated lump, but for this model, the V12 gets 2 turbos strapped to it. Number 6. Retro bandwagon. Everyone seems to be buckling under market pressure to create at least one retro-themed vehicle, and this is the Pagani version. It is very much a fad that will go away, but we can't imagine that this particular retro-themed car will lose any value as time marches on. The fad might be forgotten, but this won't be. Its rarity and overall desirability pretty much guarantees it will be a secure investment. Number 5. Philosophy of simplicity. The combination of cutting the fat and ultralight space-grade materials all adds up to less. Less weight, that is. It only weighs 2,800 pounds, or about the same as the average hatchback. It is astonishingly light, and with 830 horsepower, we can only but imagine what it will be like to drive. Number 4. Less costs more. All that weight savings comes at a price, and it is a pretty exclusive price too. $7.5 million. That is a lot of money for a car, even a supercar. Obviously, this isn't just any supercar, it is indeed the very latest offering from the house of Pagani, arguably the most exclusive car maker in the world at the moment. Number 3. 21st century coachwork. It might not be beat out of sheet metal like the cars of the 50s, but this is just as bespoke and as individual as those cars were. It is about as close as you get to a modern coach-built car outside of taking a Sawzall to a sports car and building your own body or sending it to Italy to get a body made for it. Number 2. Exhibition of excess. This is a vehicle for the upper crust. Us normal folk might only ever see one online. And these 5 cars are likely destined to live out their lives under a roof somewhere without accumulating more than 100 miles. It is more of a status symbol than a car. At this level of exclusivity, it is pretty normal for these cars to almost never get driven, which is a crying shame because this is a car that demands to be driven. Number 1. Undeniably Pagani. All Pagani cars are all works of rolling art, but form follows function, and they are truly designed to be high-performance cars. We shudder to think of what that incredible AMG V12 sounds like now that it has a couple turbochargers strapped to it and an all-new lightweight exhaust system. We can only hope at least a couple of these collector cars get driven like they should.